Digvijaya Singh has made a provocative statement on the Pulwama anniversary. He's tweeted, and I quote, "Today we pay homage to the 40 CRPF martyrs who died because of the blatant intelligence failure in Pulwama. I hope all of the martyred families have been suitably rehabilitated." We're crossing over to CNN News 18's senior editor Pallavi Ghosh to get us more. Pallavi, over to you.
You know, recently Digvijaya Singh had got into a controversy during the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Jammu when he had actually questioned the surgical strikes, and also he said that the proof has never ever been given by the government. So he essentially also was then obviously talking about the Pulwama attack. Now it's interesting that today itself, when it's believed to be the Pulwama anniversary or a day when we remember the contribution by the martyrs in that Pulwama attack, he remembers it, but at the same time doesn't shy away from taking a pot shot by the government at the government by saying that it was a clear case of an intelligence failure. The intelligence had not been given inputs to the government as to why this attack had taken place, that there was even a possibility of an attack. And if there was no intelligence failure, then maybe it would have been possible for the government to prevent this kind of an attack on our martyrs to have taken place.
Pallavi, considering, and you were also telling us more about this, the fact that this is not the first time that Digvijay has really made a comment about Pulwama and cast doubt on the fact that Balakot even happened. He had demanded proof of strikes. He had then backtracked saying that he has the highest regard for forces. But then to make a comment, to make a tweet like this on the anniversary of the Pulwama attack, it seems to be in a bad light, no?
You know, this has been the line of the Congress party. They say we don't question the Jawans, we don't question the action which has been taken by the Indian Armed Forces, but their life was compromised only because there was some kind of failure on the part of the government. So over here, there are various ways to look at it. Of course, the BJP will say this is yet another attempt by the Congress to do politics over the Pulwama attack, and Digvijay Singh certainly is going to be called out for that. But on the other hand, the Congress's line consistently has been, there has been an intelligence failure. If that intelligence failure had not taken place, then perhaps so many lives of the Jawans could have been saved.
Now, the last time that Digvijay made a remark about the Balakot airstrike, the Congress had distanced itself from what he had said. Do you think that the Congress is likely to take a similar stance here?
See, frankly speaking, this is also, as I said, officially been the Congress's stand. We'll have to see whether the Congress wants to do a kind of a damage control, having faced the wrong end of the stick. But the stand of the Congress party has consistently been that it was a failure of the government. The government had got no intelligence input. The intelligence machinery had completely collapsed. And who had to pay the price for it? It's the Jawans who had to pay the price for it.
And this is likely to spark another war of words.
Well, we'll have to wait to see what reaction really comes in from the BJP. But on the Pulwama attack issue, on the surgical strike issue, the Congress has often, as I said, we had faced the wrong end of the stick. Their questioning of the Balakot airstrike, they're asking for proof, will always be construed by the BJP and by those who observe the developments as there you go again. The Congress party is again questioning the sacrifice done by our Jawans.
All right, Pallavi, to give our viewers a little more context, the last time that Digvijay had spoken and raised a doubt about the Balakot airstrike in response to Pulwama, would you be able to tell us, while we wait for a response, how the other political parties had responded to what Digvijay had said earlier?
See, the BJP particularly have been very, very critical, and I would say it was very embarrassing for the Congress party also, because if it had happened in Jammu during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and we know that Jammu, Kashmir, that's exactly where the Pulwama attacks happened. Rahul Gandhi had, of course, gone to Pulwama itself during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, paid his tribute to the Jawans there, but the damage had been done. And in fact, at a press conference, when Rahul Gandhi was asked this question, he had very categorically said that he finds Digvijay Singh's comments ridiculous and something which is completely unacceptable. So he was pulled up for his comments on questioning or a surgical strike. But having said that, Rahul Gandhi still maintained the line that the truth needs to be known. Why is it that there was an intelligence failure? Because if the government was, kind of up on its beat, then perhaps this sacrifice of the Jawans could have been avoided.
All right, Pallavi, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us all of those crucial details and for putting this into context. We're also being joined by BJP's Tom Vadakkan on the line. Mr. Vadakkan, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. We have a tweet from Digvijay Singh saying, "Today we pay homage to the 40 CRPF martyrs who died because of the blatant intelligence failure in Pulwama. I hope all of the martyred families have been suitably rehabilitated." Could you give us your first response to this, please?
Well, these are the leaders who are serial offenders. And they have never, bothered what are they doing to the armed forces. intelligence failure is one issue which has been happening earlier too. Whether this is an intelligence failure or the mechanics has never been out, and the government of India is aware of it. But time and again, insulting the army and the armed forces has become a trait of some of these leaders. Even on 26/11, you're aware of what Digvijaya Singh said. I don't want to go into all that. And this has been he has been reprimanded by his own party for this. But the fact of the matter is, it's a confused party, and they take every opportunity to insult the armed forces, the government. And you see, if it is personal, keep it personal. And your hate for one person does not mean that you insult the Indian Army and the government. Each government is there to help people defend the country. And to say that there's an intelligence failure and what have you, when you closely examine the case, and I don't want to go into the details that I know about all this, because most of the leaders in the Congress party are aware of it. Mm-hmm. But they use this opportunity to insult the armed forces, the intelligence agencies, and this is a chronic case with the Congress party.
All right, Mr. Vadakan, please stay with us. We're also being joined by Mr. S.P. Ved, who's the former DGP of J&K. Mr. Ved, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. Digvijaya Singh has made a remark. He's tweeted out saying that today we pay homage to the 40 CRPF martyrs who died because of the blatant intelligence failure in Pulwama. What do you think about the fact that he's issued this tweet on the anniversary of the Pulwama attack?
See, my take is they should understand that you are the kind of situation the security forces and intelligence agencies are facing in Jammu and Kashmir. You may avert 99 incidents, but then one incident does happen. It is in a situation like this, and you can't call it intelligence failure. It is a covert war they are confronted with, and the police and intelligence agencies and security forces are doing their best possible. No one would like to die the way it happened in Pulwama. So the leaders must understand this. Instead of blaming police and security forces and the army, that what kind of situation they are confronted with. In fact, the blame should go on the deep state of Pakistan, who's orchestrating this kind of covert war in India.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that BJP's Tom Vadakan had mentioned is that this is just, again, a case of a serial offender. Because remember, a few weeks ago, Digvijaya Singh had also made a remark where he'd raised doubt against the Balakot strike. Mr. Ved, do stay with us. We're also being joined by Mr. R.P. Singh of the BJP. Mr. Singh, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. We would like your first reaction to what Digvijaya Singh has said.
Well, Digvijaya Singh, because of his hatred to the Prime Minister, he's doing so. But the other thing is that they keep raising questions of the army, the valor of the army. I mean, he's not telling about how army reverted back. The first time Indian army reverted back on the Pulwama attack and then did a surgical strike. They are not proud of the surgical strike. But yes, they will never speak about 26/11. They will never speak who allowed 26/11 and which intelligence failure happened during 26/11. Or what did they do after 26/11 when the Air Force chief that time was waiting for the order. He made a request to the then PM Manmohan Singh ji that give us order that we can go and strike back Pakistan. But they never allowed that. And then we also know that Pakistan has a late policy and of the deep state of the Pakistan of giving 1,000 crore to India, and it's part of their policy. But it's the first time after such attack that this attack was reverted back by the Indian Army. So he will never talk about the valor of the army, but he'll keep degrading the army, and then they keep raising question on the valor of the army, Indian Army and Indian forces.
All right, Mr. R.P. Singh of the BJP, Mr. Tom Vadakan of the BJP, and Mr. S.P. Ved, the former DGP of J&K. Thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. We will continue to track how the story develops over the next few days. For right now, we're heading